Boom! The first one is the fight. The second one is called the rematch. The third is called the rubber match. What do you think is the message whenever he's doing that? The message is Teddy Atlas is going to bring something to this fight that was not present the first two fights. Is that going to be the difference in him winning or losing? No, but it's an interesting dynamic. Whenever you have an opportunity to see an operational coach / teacher in the corner pulling something out of this fighter, not just the fight, but the education, the academy, the teachings, that's going to be a difference in the fight. Will it cover the distance in the fight between the two fighters? Well, first and foremost, I'm going to break two things down that are very important points that I want you guys to stay and listen to, because when it's all said and done, several things that happen that cause the onslaught to happen when Manny Pacquiao closes the gap. And I'll speak to one of my fighters who was his chief sparring partners for at least 4 years. The chief sparring partner, he was the one that got him over the hump to beat the De La Hoya, because people just think you go out there and just beat guys up. But that's not the case. You have to be built up in that camp. And what you do in camp is what you're capable of doing in the ring. So if the camp is stiff and sturdy enough, then that's going to be what you show in the fight. And my fighters, anyone that comes from Master Boxing Academy, you can best believe they sharp, they crisp, and clean with absolutely no caffeine. And that's what he had for 4 solid years to take his game to the next level, being able to deal with bigger fighters. My fighter, 6 feet even, hand speed, skill set, ring cachet, the whole 9 yards, trust me. So what he's going to bring to this fight is, instead of not understanding the anticipation of what's going to happen next, being able to prepare, being able to throw the punches in the right position. And exactly what he said on stage today whenever he was at that press conference. I know what to do now, how to do what is necessary for me to do. These are going to be important things to this fight. It's going to make it interesting, where last time it wasn't that interesting. That's what Teddy Atlas is going to bring to the fight. Counter punching prior to the fight, throwing low blows back at back at Freddie Roach, but with tact. The Castellamato way. He was much smarter than anybody that ever graced the ring with him. Intelligent, he brings that to the ring. The last fight, like I said, it wasn't that interesting. Outside of the first 5 rounds, you know, you can't move around on that calf. We're not making excuses, because nothing in this conversation says that Manny Pacquiao was not the best fighter of our era. Floyd Mayweather was the purest boxer. There is a difference. Now listen to me when I break this part down, so you guys understand the reason there will be no way that Pacquiao would have beat Floyd, because Pacquiao is the purest fighter in the game, bar none. All these new faces surfacing don't mean anything. Manny Pacquiao could clip any single fighter in the game. Why is this? The speed, the power, the explosiveness, the conditioning, the natural VO2 levels that he produced are something like Lance Armstrong, but without the drugs. Let me tell you something. That's something. And his ring wherewithal. One thing that Freddie Roach is a pugilist at, when he coaches, he knows how to bring the best out of offensive fighters. Look at what he done with Miguel Cotto. What he's done with Manny Pacquiao. He's not the best defensive coach, but I'm going to tell you something. When you put a fighter in front of Manny Pacquiao, he beats him every time. Margarita, he beat him. De La Hoya, he beat him. You get a boxer puncher in front of Manny Pacquiao, he beats him every time. Why? Because he's the best fighter. You put him in there with a pure boxer, he has trouble. Marquez, he had trouble with him. Floyd Mayweather, many troubles with him. He has trouble being in a position where he has to always break through a slick defense. Great counterpunching, and a guy with great ring cachet, understand angles, stays off the corners, stays off the ropes. Those things give fighters like that a hard problem. Would him and someone like Sugar Ray Leonard have been a great fight? Absolutely. The difference is Sugar Ray Leonard hits hard. Sugar Ray Leonard is fast, and Sugar Ray Leonard was much bigger than all of the welterweights that are in the present day. From Keith Thurman, Sugar Ray Leonard was 5'10". Okay? These guys are 5'6", 5'7", 5'8" at best, and that's Floyd. And Floyd's retired. So these are key points that you must understand. Freddie Roach knows he has to get inside of Timothy Bradley's head in another way. He knows what Freddie Roach is bringing to that ring. I mean, he knows what Teddy Atlas is bringing to that ring. He understands what Teddy Atlas is bringing to that fight. He can play it down if he wants to. But in all actuality, Teddy Atlas is coming with a game plan, not to adapt and adjust, but to do the things that they practice doing right. Because he already knows exactly what they didn't do the last time. But he's here now, so understand this. These things are important whenever you have a fighter and you're teaching them. The intangibles in this fight, coaching. There's nothing that Teddy Atlas can tell Manny Pacquiao to do new. There's nothing. He doesn't even know what's going to be coming because Teddy Atlas has only been in this corner once. So that's not a lot of material to work off of. Teddy Atlas has not really been in any corner in a while. And when he was, it was a heavyweight in Pacquiao. So you got to think about this. Freddie Roach really has no material to know what it's going to come as far as an adjustment. The intangibles is Manny Pacquiao's utilizing this fight for his last fight. Holler if you hear me. Last fight. It's a good market employed. Is this Manny Pacquiao's last fight? Absolutely not. Why would he come back after a shoulder surgery to fight once more? That makes no sense. But he has to pull the Floyd Mayweather card and kind of reach for that. Now my fighter and Dewan Blake were interviewed by Ellie Sackback. And it was interesting. You know what was interesting about this is Rashad and Blake are basically from two different camps, even though they were hanging together. So Ellie Sackback set up a conversation on, you know, who did they think were gonna be positioned to do the best in the fight. And Dewan Blake, of course, is Floyd, so he was thinking, you know, he hopes Timothy Bradley wins. And at the end of the question, and after Dewan Blake it went, Rashad, with that master boxing cachet, swift, sneaky, but vocal, said clearly, I'm 100% Manny. I'm 23 years in the sport. I have the right to say what I want to say. I don't bite my tongue for anyone. And that, my friend, that clip is down. I made sure I put it down here so you can go down there and click in it and check it out yourself. But he just made it clear. I don't care. I don't care who's here. I don't care if Floyd Boy is here. I'm 100% Manny. He was 100% Manny. Manny paid him well, sparring, training, elevating his skill set, elevating his ring wherewithal for many years. So, you know, he just let him know straight out, I ain't here to bite no tongue or lick no butthole. This is how we get down. And that's my fighter. And when it's all said and done, he crisp and clean. He don't have to fake it for nobody. So it doesn't matter who you are. So Dewan Blake looks off to the side and was like, yeah, but numbers don't lie. 49-0. And that's right. So nobody there is about butthole kissing. So if you want to see that, just go down to the link and click it and you can check it out. It's all good. So we're going to wind this thing up. I want you guys to make sure we're going to get Rashad on our podcast, The Boxing Bridge. You can go over here to SoundCloud and check us out. That will be next Wednesday. Let's believe that fight matchup is coming. Keys to victory for both fighters. Go out to Master Boxing. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Like the page. We're going to break it down. Pacquiao, Bradley 3. I'm going to do that matchup. It's going to give you the clear insight on what's going to happen in that fight. I'm out.